there, my name is Mangrovejane and you have stumbled onto my 12 Days of Vlogmas series either on purpose or by accident. Either way, welcome! Today is another video with some more time-lapse in it, mostly because when I redo my house it takes me days. I must be the Second Life's slowest house decorator, and even when I have mostly finished, I get distracted by other things and then leave it and come back to it over the next few months, throwing things in whenever I feel the urge to brighten up a corner. The house I'm about to pull up has been on my land for well over a year, very likely closer to 2 than 1 actually. I just really liked the house I was in. So today, while I'm time-lapsing the house changeover and decorating, I want to talk a little bit about that idea of home, particularly as it relates to our spaces in online worlds. So let's do it. My home in Second Life is a place I go to that is mine alone. I don't live with anyone in Second Life and I never plan to, quite honestly. Or rather, I say that having just given over part of my land to my friend Mondrian because it was sitting there doing nothing, and this means he lives just a short walk away. But I digress, and that is a conversation for another day. It is a place where I have control over everything that is on the land, and it is all tailored to my own tastes. My physical world home is very different to that. I live in a household of 5 people. I don't have control over who puts things where and when. I share these spaces with a lot of people and it is chaos and noise and a whole lot of crazy at all times of the day and night. For a while in Second Life, I felt quite disconnected from the space. I was fascinated by it, but I didn't feel a part of it. I would get changed in the change room at Builder's Brewery and log in and out of the Second Life Botanic Gardens. I wasn't attached to any of these spaces. I was just being itinerant and passing through. It wasn't until I got my first apartment that I started feeling a bit grounded. And then when I actually bought my first bit of land on the mainland, that feeling of attachment to a place intensified, and I built what I would actually call my first home. An article published in The Atlantic in 2011 shares this idea. Environmental psychologist Susan Clayton of the College of Worcester explains that a person's home is part of their self-definition, which is a reason we decorate and modify the immediate surroundings to our taste, displaying their homes as an extension of themselves. It is human nature to want to belong to a place, but we also want to be special. And if this is so, that our homes are truly an extension of ourselves, then why in places like Second Life are we actually reflecting homes that we see in our physical reality? Why do we crave places like Bellissaria that are models of suburbia? Why is there such popularity around houses that reflect a Victorian aesthetic or a modernist aesthetic? Why do we seek out that which is familiar rather than extend ourselves outwards and build spaces that are reflective extensions of ourselves? Is it because of the second part of that idea, that we want to belong? And sometimes belonging means that we are most comfortable when we are like everyone else, and that is why we want to be in a digital suburbia. I am not sure what the answers are to these questions about why we choose the imagery we do when we are representing our home spaces. I personally live in Permasnow, which is as far from my home climate as I could get, in a small stone cottage surrounded by books and art and things my friends have made. When I think in my mind of the place I would most want to be if I had any choice at all, it would be in a place like this, surrounded by books and art and things to make art and write. It would be in a place playing music I like, with instruments scattered around the place. I don't long to live in outer space or under the ocean. I just want to live somewhere warm and cozy and self-indulgent, somewhere my friends pop by and we have conversations about serious things and indulge in silly actions, somewhere to keep my memories and thoughts, somewhere surrounded by trees and snow. So, even when I get to choose, I still choose a certain level of familiarity. I choose images that are emotionally connected to a particular way of living and being, an expression of who I want to be represented as. And even though the imagery is quite different from my physical reality, where I'm limited by funds and space and the aesthetics of other people living with me, I think the feeling is still the same. Home is the place where I am, not the I that I let everyone see, not the I that I post about on social media or in bright, happy photos. It's the I who sits waiting for her moment to sit contentedly in a house by a fire, surrounded by thoughts and memories and calm. In a physical life that is constantly pushed at by outside news, pressures, problems, to sit in a place that those things touch infrequently, and usually only through an intangible sense of what is considered to be the outside, where you can immerse yourself into a space that is a vision of the utopia you wish it to be, well, that is something special and freeing. And I think it is that sense of place, of having a place where you are disconnected from one problematic reality and connected to another easier and simpler reality, that brings us back into this place we call our digital homes again and again. Even down to the way we celebrate real-world events and festivities like Christmas in our second life. Why do we do that? Why do I feel the urge to throw Christmas ornaments around and present symbolic representations of an ideology that belongs in my physical reality here in my second life home? I think because the symbols and celebration and icons are so ingrained into this sense of self that the representation of them bleeds into this digital space. It gives me, as quoted earlier, that sense of belonging which contributes to a feeling of home, to celebrate with a community that which we all collectively agree is important, symbols of joy and peace, of giving and sharing, of friendship and connection and nurturing. That is something that most assuredly grounds us in the best of what a home is. And so here we are, watching as I once again change houses and redecorate a new house. And in time, I will settle down into this house and it will become a place of memories and thoughts, of friends and moments. It is my home within the home I found in Sansara, which is my home in this place we all reside called Second Life, which in turn I access from a room in a place that is my home in my physical reality. Kind of a fascinating thought, right? Of course, this is all just my own musings, using my own second life as an example. I freely admit I am immersed and attached to my avatar, and as such, this is part of the reason why I view the world in a particular way. Other people do not play or live or exist in the world as I do, and that's also a reflection of our physical reality. It's those differences that make our worlds interesting, and it's our similarities and humanity that keep us connected. And that is where I think I will leave it today. I hope you will join me in my next video where I introduce you to my friend Mondrian and the conversation we have as we walk around another favourite place I visit every year at this time, Christmas Lane.